Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Madison Bath, the Communications Manager at the CGA, and here with me is Gina Kim. Thanks for joining me, Gina.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So many of you may already know Gina, but I'll give you a little bit of background on her. So Gina is a three-time CGA champion with the 2012 Carolinas Girls 15 and Under, 2013 Twin States Junior Girls, and 2016 Vicky DeSantis championships under her belt. After her junior careers, Gina went to Duke University and took the 2019 NCAA Division I Women's National Championship with the Blue Devils as a freshman. Then Gina had the opportunity to play at the 2019 U.S. Women's Open, and not only did she make the cut, but she was in contention for the title from day one. Gina finished with the Low-Am honors and the 12th overall. After making it to the round of 32 in the Women's North and South and the round of 64 at the U.S. Women's Am, she secured her spot as the CGA's 2019 Women's Player of the Year. So after running through that incredible list of accomplishments, I've got to ask you, what would you say was the highlight of your golf career last year?
I would say that 2-week period of the 2019 NCAA championship and the U.S. Women's Open were definitely the highlights of my career so far. And I just think I honestly didn't think any of that was going to happen. It was definitely a grueling 2 weeks, but the payback and reward was much bigger than what I even imagined. So I feel really blessed to be able to experience all of that.
Absolutely. That's an incredible 2 weeks. And it's just an incredible accomplishment of your career. So, can you tell me a little bit about your experience at the NCAA National Championship?
Yeah. So obviously we get to the championship a couple of days before the actual tournament starts, and we're getting ready. And it's everything's all good. We're moving along as planned. And by the time we get to the championship, there's a lot of weather delays. I mean, our team sat in the clubhouse for basically half the day, and we had to go back in and out of the clubhouse warming up, trying to get back on the course 3 times. And we had to call it quits. And we had to cancel a round and only play 3 days of stroke play, and then move on to match play to keep going along with the schedule. But I just think those little kind of obstacles and little stuff thrown at us kind of made us more resilient and more prepared than other teams that were there. So by the time we got to match play, we were tired and mentally, physically, just anything you can imagine. But I think being able to trust your teammates and knowing that we definitely have the skills and we definitely prepared for it was definitely that we had a lot of hope and put our trust in, and somehow we managed to get the trophy at the end.
That's amazing. How does it feel to be a freshman on that team, being a new member and going out and winning a national championship?
It was definitely a surreal experience. I mean, as a freshman, with it being my first time, I was just more in awe of everything that was kind of going around me. Just being there was already a privilege for me. So being able to win the national championship was definitely high on the list, and something that I didn't even expect to get. I mean, before I came into Duke, I was wondering if there would ever be a chance that I would be able to get the national championship with my team within the 4 years I'm there, and being able to get it right on the definitely more than what I asked for. So it was definitely a wonderful experience and an opportunity for me.
Absolutely. So, having you say that it just felt like a privilege to be there, is that similar how you felt going into the U.S. Women's Open?
Oh, of course, most definitely. Obviously, having to go through 36 holes of qualifying and just being able to compete at the best venue with the best players in the world, and being basically treated like royalty, it's wonderful to even just step on foot onto the property, and being able to experience what a glimpse of what a pro might go through, as part of their season it's definitely wonderful and just an awesome experience in general. And so I really enjoyed playing at that golf course, and being welcomed by such wonderful people down in Charleston, and playing good golf on top of that is kind of like the cherry on top.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about that experience and kind of what you learned being out there with all of the pros.
Yeah, so I played with uh, Lee Six, the eventual champion, in the third round, and I've played with Carlota Siganda in the final round. So I played with some pretty big names because of what
Absolutely.
happened after the first round, and I've definitely learned, they're veterans obviously, and they're just so well disciplined and composed, and not really phased by anything that's going on around them. And I'm just sitting over here just looking around like, wow, this is all so amazing, like I can't believe it. And I think later on, like I started to get used to the environment around me. It was definitely new and unreal at first, but I think just watching how other professionals kind of handle themselves and keep their composure really taught me about how I should react to when a bad shot happens during a tournament, or when things are still going great, but you still need to maintain that type of focus to finish and finish well. So I definitely learned a lot from the people I played with.
Absolutely. Did you receive any advice from some of those big names that you were playing with, or did anybody kind of help lead you along the way?
Yeah, I talked with Carlota Siganda on the final round. She's incredibly nice and extremely passionate person, and I got to talk to her about what she done to get to the LPGA, and what her thoughts were about once you make it onto the LPGA. And she definitely said that you definitely need to enjoy your time being in college, and just take it one step at a time, because once you get into the LPGA, it's definitely a more lonely journey with you just being out there by yourself. And so she said, you need to have the right circle of support around you to make sure that you're always ready, every week, every time you go to a new tournament. And she just said getting mentally prepared for that is definitely hard, but if you start now, it gets much easier to transition after you're done with college and move on to the professional tour.
Yeah, that's great advice. So, did being in contention with some of these really big names and the biggest stars in women's golf, did that kind of change your attitude about your career or what your goals are going forward?
Um, I think so. Yeah. The year before in 2018, I missed a cut by 3 strokes, and I wasn't too discouraged by it, but I was still a little disappointed. So last year, my goal was just to simply make the cut and be able to play the last 2 rounds and not go home early. Um, and suddenly that first round just came out of nowhere. And next thing you know, I'm playing with all these big names. And I would say my perspective on what I could really do in those high pressure situations changed. And I definitely had the thought run across my mind, of, you know, I can definitely make it out here. I have solid proof that this is this is definitely what I'm meant to do. Like if you practice enough, work hard enough, things actually happen. Contrary to what most people believe about golf, good things do happen in golf, and so I just think I got a lot more confidence, and a lot more hope for the future of what might happen when I do manage to get out on tour. So I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome. So, speaking of that hard work and dedication that it takes to get there, how has practicing and golfing during the quarantine been for you? Are you still able to get out there?
Yes, luckily I have been able to get out and practice some. Obviously, the schedule is slightly different than normal. My team facility at Duke is currently closed right now. And so I'm kind of waiting for when that might open again. But I've been kind of floating around, going to other different golf courses and playing 18 holes and kind of going to the end of the range and hitting a few balls and then chipping around, maintaining my 6 feet apart from other people. But yeah, I've been able to get most of my work done and, feel pretty happy with what I accomplish each day. So it's all been good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So let's go ahead and take a look forward. What can we kind of expect to see from you this year, or what are you hoping to do within the next year or so, and maybe even after college?
Well, I'm definitely trying my best to get out into whatever tournaments are, able to go on amidst this pandemic. Um, so I'm definitely looking forward to the Carolina Women's Am, like I said. Um, so hoping to get out into some other tournaments like the North and South in July, um, and hopefully make it back to Duke and play with the team again, and try to figure something out. um, but I mean, we'll see with this ongoing situation. But I'm hoping to, after graduating from college, like going out for pro, obviously, and trying to make it onto the OPGA tour and just, live that dream that I ever had since I was a little girl.
Well, it sounds like you have the ability to do it, so I'm looking forward to watching you. Um,
Thank
so
you.
tell me a little bit about who you are outside of golf. I know most of this interview and probably most of the interviews you have been doing are all about your golf career, but who is Gina Kim outside of golf?
I'm a very sociable person, so I definitely do like talking to people. And I do talk a lot, but I love making people laugh. So I crack jokes with my teammates, even if it's, outside of golf, because we always hang out with each other on campus. And I just love spending time with family and friends. I think I'm just a huge people person. And I think that's part of the reason why I wasn't able to go far for college and just stayed in the area. When you got a really nice institution near your house, it's kind of hard to say no to that. And I just love going out and um, go shopping with my friends, watch movies, just enjoying the time that you get to have with your loved ones and the people you care about. I think I'm all about that. So yeah.
That's great to hear. All right, so last question and I'll let you go. But what is the importance of junior golf programs and AM programs like the CGA? Um, how have they impacted your life and how have they been significant?
I love this question especially because the CGA has been really, really, really good to me. And I think most people don't quite understand the magnitude of how important these junior programs are. I mean, I've traveled across the country, and I mean, I talked to all different junior golfers from different parts of the country and even different parts of the world. And I listen to them, and I constantly think, wow, I'm really fortunate to be able to live in the Carolinas and have such a great junior golf program that really helped me develop into the golfer I am today. And so even the 2016 Vicky DeSantis Junior Championship, I would say that tournament, after that tournament, it definitely propelled me and gave me a new level of confidence that I didn't know was there before. And everything just started lining up after that. I mean, I won the 2016 Rolex Junior Girls Championship. And then later on, I ended up making it onto the 2016 Junior Ryder Cup team, and our the and US won. And it's just little things that sometimes we all take for granted that, that make the biggest impact in your life. So, I just wanted to thank the CGA and their staff for doing everything they possibly can do to make these junior golfers into the best golfer they can be and the best person that they can be. So thank you all.
Well, thank you. We couldn't do it without players and supporters like you guys, so we appreciate it. But that is all I've got for you, Gina. Thank you for being an incredible guest, and I want to thank all of our viewers for watching today. We appreciate having you on.
Thank you.